With the release of Laravel 8, we need to update our blog, TDD blog project to Laravel 8. And to do that thing, first, what we need to do, we need to open our composer.json file. And here we can see we are having obviously Laravel 7. So to upgrade Laravel 7, we need to go to the documentation, and then we have a upgrade guide, and we have some impact, but we need to see that we have to use PHP 7.3. We are having a 2.5, so let's convert this to 3. And similarly we can check for Guzzle, which is now 7.0.1 instead of 6.3. Then ignition, facade ignition, yeah, this one is replaced with 2.3.6. framework, obviously Laravel to Laravel 8. Then it says the UI package. Yes, we are using the UI package. That should be with Laravel version of 3.0, although UI package is now removed from the documentation, but obviously you can use it for Laravel 8. And instead of UI, now we have a Jetstream. Okay, so Nuno Maduro collision package, and collision is this one. Then it says PHP unit 9.0. So PHP unit 9.0. This is done, but if you are using any other packages, then you can use the package version. After doing this, I think there is no need to do any other thing, and we can check for Laravel course. So let's search for Laravel course. We get this GitHub repository, and we can see the Laravel support is there for 2.0.2. So that should be 2.0.2. It's not given in the documentation. No worries, we can simply say composer update, and this is actually, I have created an alias which is CRU. So CR stands for composer, U for update, and that's good. And one more thing is that I have Composer 2.0, as I already said. Composer 2.0 is very fast. You can install it from the Composer website, which is obviously currently in beta, which is not released yet, but you can try. And you can see it is very fast. It's done. So now we have done with this. And how we can check that we are done with the Laravel 8 upgrade? We can simply check PHP Artisan version, which is 8.6.0. Cool, it was easy. But this is a TDD project, so why not run the PHP unit all tests, and every test is failing. Every test is failing because we have a high impact change. Remember, high impact change for model factories, and obviously on the test we have used this model factories for every test. So problem is with the factories structure. Now the factories are converted to a class based factory instead of functional based factory. So if you go to the database factory, any factory, you can check these factories are functional factories. This is a function, but now it is a, you can say, user factory, which is a class based factory. We can easily convert this by creating a new factory. So PHP Artisan make factory, and let's create a user factory. So I need to create like here. So blog factory is there, and it says already exists. This one is already existing, so I can simply say this is the old one. And now if I create, it's saying that now it is created. And because we have upgraded to Laravel 8, so that's why it has created the class based factory. And in this definition we can simply define our terms we need. So these are the things we need, plus this title also. So I can do same thing exactly, but this time this faker is coming from this dot faker. So this arrow faker, not dot, I'm not in JavaScript. So this arrow faker, and I can simply import this Symfony component, illuminate upload file. So this is done. Let's only run test for blog because other factories are not converted, so we will get error for every other thing. So open any block test, simple feature block test, where we are just using a simple block. So we have this create auth. I don't want to use any other factory. Why not move with block test this one? So let's see which is working or not. So you see there are 4. So where we have a problem, we have this one. So it says create user. I think we also need to convert the user factory. So why not create one user factory also? So this should be the user factory, and before that I can actually make the user factory as old user factory and then create the new one, which is class based. And we know to convert this into the new one, we can copy things from here to the new factory. We have this one, paste it, and this faker is this arrow faker, and once again this arrow faker, and we need to import this str. We can directly write it here, use str, this one. Okay, so this should going to solve the issue for this test only, which is the block test, a unit test, but still it's saying problem and says test factory. So here we have another issue. The issue is we are using this create user, which is inside this test case. This test case is using the previous old way of creating the factory, but now you can see we can use, if I want to use the factory, I need to use something like facade, user, the model, and the factory, and then whatever I want. So now in that case we need to say blog, and then we need to say factory. The factory is there, and then we can define this create. So where we can define the numbers, how many factories we want, we need to define the count. Okay, so we can also say count, and in the count we can say we are going to use num. Okay, so similar to that, I can just copy this and go on the user and just convert this to user, and we have converted just the user and the blog. So let's go to the block test and try to run any one test which just include user and the blog. Still having the error. So that's actually the benefit of using it. Now it says app factory. Okay, so on the user factory it's supposed to have an app user on our, okay, so we are having this call to undefined method app user factory. Okay, next what we need to do, you can see whenever we want to use the factory for any model, we need to add this trait, has factory trait. Lots of things we need to do on the new version. So now we need to say has factory, import it. Also on the blog we need to say use has factory, import it, semicolon, and that's done. Okay, so this is how we have done that, and now if I try to run test, it should work. Still it's not working. Next, then it says user factory not found. So what I can do, I know there is a factory, I can just say composer dump autoload, and crd, once again alias I have created, and now if I try to run this test, you can see it is passing. So this is a way we can convert our old factory to the new factory, but obviously as you can see this is a very difficult to convert all the factories if you have lots of factories. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert this factories to new factory. So I will just say new and get the old one back so that I can I can come back once again. So this time I can say composer dump autoload. This is the actual command crd I have created. So now every other test will going to fail once again. If I try this one, which was previously working, it's also working because we are having a Laravel 8 and we are having this kind of syntax. But also on the test case, we can revert back with the older way of creating the factory, and this should really going to break our code. To solve this issue, what we can do, we can just search for legacy, and I think we need to go back to upgrade guide, and here we have the package we need to install. So when we install this package, which is using Composer 2.0, it's very fast. So when we are using this package, we don't have to do anything, and we can simply run the test, and you can see instantly every test is passing. Very nice. So this is the way you can update any you can say project to Laravel 8, and if you have any issue, you can obviously write to me.